Today on A Hit of Health.
Even in a jump squat, you're working your core. All these exercises, you need to be, holding your core in nice and tight. It's a full body exercise. On top of you getting your exercise in, you're really showing your kids what's important in life. Set up a time that you're going to work out, like an appointment in your calendar that you wouldn't cancel on, because that's your time. Give yourself a 30-minute block. Your workout might just be 20 minutes, and that gives you a little extra time to stretch or whatever. But, set that time up for yourself.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, live. Okay, here we go. This is the third episode, part of the coronavirus outbreak.
Gosh.
We are lucky enough to have Miss Joann Fuller. Joann is a yogi master, fitness expert, all things health master.
Wellness warrior.
Wellness warrior, exactly. That's awesome. And outdoor landscape master.
Yes, I do my own landscaping.
and stray grass dodger.
Yes, indeed.
Cool. So, the thing here was just to kind of talk about working out at home, quarantine and all this. And Joann, can you just tell, the podcast verse what you do as far as it goes for exercise, and just provide a little intro?
Sure. Yeah. So if we're talking about in-home workouts, especially when we're in a time like this where we're quarantined and there are no gyms available or equipment, body weight workouts are awesome. No equipment necessary. You use your own resistance with your body weight. You can modify it up or down depending on your needs. HIIT workouts are great. So anything high intensity where you're doing in short bursts with a little break in between, a little breath catcher. So those are quick and easy and very effective.
Yeah. And so what do you do? I mean, you're a professional personal trainer, is that right?
Correct.
Right. Okay. And so have you been working with clients at home? Like, how's that going? How's that affecting your work?
Actually, I do everything online.
Oh, everything's online.
Yeah. And that's how I've always trained. I mean, back in the day, I used to train in person, but for me, it was easier to do online. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so if I can do everything online, even better.
Is that live, or what is it like? Is that like Beachbody, or like what is that?
So I used to be a Beachbody coach as well. So that's coaching.
Wow.
That's not training. So that's different.
Okay.
But workouts just like Beachbody are excellent. Definitely. They're comprehensive. They're all done online from home. So definitely a good option. But for me, I do groups. Sorry.
No. Please, my God.
I do online groups. So I have people, and I usually do it on Facebook. You can set up a group, and I'll go in and I'll post a video. It's usually, I only work with women.
Okay.
And they feel safe and comfortable in my group to do their workouts. They post their sweaty selfies after. That's their accountability.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's pretty cool.
The gains.
Or losses.
Or losses.
Depending on your goals.
Exactly. Oh, that's funny. Cool. Oh, so that's so interesting. So it's all online. Is that live usually, or is that recorded?
It depends. So if usually it's recorded, just because live it has to be at a certain time, and I've got East Coasters and West Coasters, it just doesn't kind of work,
Yeah. Just so maybe this can help. If somebody wants to join in that class, check it out. What would they be looking? How would they kind of find you online?
Oh, I mean, you can find me on Instagram. I'm at _JoFlow, JOFLOW, or on Facebook. It's Joann Fuller.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah, or the Joe Flow on Facebook as well.
At the Joe Flow. That's a catchy name. That's good marketing. Okay, cool. So let's just see about some of these things. So working out at home, I mean, that's just so challenging, right? I mean, it's just like, if you're in an apartment or, you've got, a family running around. I mean, how much time should somebody expect to set aside for this? And I mean, say we're going to do push-ups and sit-ups and jumping jacks. I mean, what is the organization of those exercises into that time? What might that look like?
So I mean, it can and maybe not be so challenging. It really depends. So I always say, set up a time that you're going to work out, like an appointment in your calendar that you wouldn't cancel on, because that's your time. Give yourself a 30-minute block. Your workout might just be 20 minutes, and that gives you a little extra time to stretch or whatever. But set that time up for yourself. If you need to put your kids on the TV for half an hour as a babysitter, do it. It's a half an hour. Get your time in, because it's really important. Other times you can have your kids join in with you if you have kids at home. I mean, I do that, and half the time my kids do, and half the times they're like, forget it. But it's great, because on top of you getting your exercise in, you're really showing your kids what's important in life. You're taking the time for yourself, for your physical health and your mental health. So that's going to translate into their lives as they grow older as well.
Yeah. Awesome.
But anyway, the way that a workout would look, it really depends, again. So depending on your fitness ability and level. So like with a HIIT workout, I would do a 5-minute circuit. So that would look like, say, 30 seconds of jumping jacks, and then maybe 30 seconds of something harder like jumping squats. But again, depending on your fitness level, you can take the jump out. But so that would be a minute, and then take a 30 or 40-second rest. And then the next block would be maybe burpees, and then a jog in place, 30 seconds each. Then take a little 30, 40-second rest. Maybe high knees and some mountain climbers. So again, 30 seconds each. Then a 30-second or 40-second rest. So that'd be 1, 2, 3. So probably 2 more segments. So maybe push-ups and then jump lunges, 30 seconds each, little rest. And then the last block would maybe be skaters and sumo jumps, perhaps. Anything that's going to kind of keep you in a high intensity level in a short period. So you want to be working at your maximum rate. So that's one block. That's one circuit.
Right,
So that's
right.
5 minutes. And then all you do is repeat that, 2 or 3 times. And that's, 10 or 15-minute workout. And you'll be sweating and very sore the next day. So
really,
yeah.
after just three of those blocks, huh? You think that's it?
3 circuits. Yeah,
3
absolutely.
circuits.
Definitely. If you're working at your maximum heart rate, 80%, 70%, that's going to give you an excellent workout.
Wow. Awesome. And that's that's 20 minutes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Or less, 10, 15 minutes. But you have to make sure you're not taking a long break in between. You know what I mean? You can't let yourself recover completely. Your heart rate has to be up there. So you give yourself a little breather, have a sip of water, 30 seconds, but you're right back in it. So that's the high intensity part.
Yeah, exactly.
No picking up your phone, checking Instagram. No, none of that.
Focused.
Right back in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Even though there's a break, the break is part of,
just to make sure you're not dying.
Which is possible. If you were to do
catch
push-ups,
your breath, get it back. And the thing is, if you're in that 30-second, and you're doing jump squats, jump squats are hard. I don't care what anybody says. They're hard. If you're doing them for 30 seconds or sometimes a minute. So again, depending on your ability, it doesn't need to be 30 seconds. It can be 45 seconds or a minute. You have to push to your maximum. So, but, like I say, if, your fitness ability isn't quite up to par, take the jump out. Instead of jumping lunges, you're just stepping lunges, and you're still going to get the same benefit.
The plyo, adding the plyo piece seems to be so consistently what makes any of these movements kind of to that next level.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so a push up, a squat, even like a sit up. If you can, if you're doing a sit up, can you just reach for the sky really hard, there at the end or something? What about some core stuff?
Core stuff. Oh gosh. Well, there's so much, core exercise, anything from crunches to leg lifts to planks and bear crawls. It's really limitless. If you were to just Google, core exercises, there's a million of them. So, but yeah, definitely, and with HIIT, I do a lot of planks in my HIIT and push-ups and plyometric push-ups, and you're working your core through that whole, even in a jump squat, you're working your core. All these exercises, you need to be, holding your core in nice and tight. It's a full body exercise.
I think that's so important. A friend of mine had told me about starting any workout session with a core warm-up. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely good. You're warming your core up, which is, your core, which is going to stabilize you in all the exercises that you do. So it's a smart move, definitely.
Nice. Cool. All right, well, that's awesome. I mean, it's really, I think something that's so interesting is that, you can get this done in 20 minutes, but still, get a very thorough workout. What about shoes? Should people be doing this barefoot or, in the house? What about that?
Whatever is comfortable for you. I mean,
Cool.
I'm a barefoot girl.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
but I'm also a yoga teacher, so I'm really
Right.
comfortable being barefoot. I think barefoot, if you're not doing jumping exercises, you're doing strengthening exercises like squats, lunges, and all that kind of stuff. I think it's great. I think you actually build muscle in your feet to help stabilize you. But
Mm,
again, everybody's got different issues. So maybe you have foot issues and you need shoes, and that's all good. So whatever's comfortable for you.
awesome. Very cool. Yeah. For the, if anybody's got a foot thing, you can, there you go. Either way.
Throw your shoes on.
Throw your shoes
Or
on.
if you feel like you just need more support, if I'm doing a bunch of cardio or plyo downstairs, and I'll throw shoes on. And there's more traction as well. So
Yeah. And speaking of like the yoga deal and applying yoga at home, I know we sort of talked about bringing this up as well, and I think it kind of goes into this other thing, which is do you want to do the same thing every day? I mean, if say obviously I think it's at this point hopefully common knowledge that you don't want to do the exact same exercise routine every single day.
yes, correct.
Okay.
So
Yeah, please.
I recommend doing a strength day, doing a cardio day, doing a recovery day. So strength would be taking out anything cardio involved or plyometric, using resistance type exercises like push-ups and that sort of thing. Um, Squats, lunges, push-ups, sit-ups.
Hmm.
What else?
Muscle stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Strengthening.
Hmm. Hmm. And then can you do cardio at home?
Oh yeah,
What's
absolutely.
that look like?
Definitely. So I think a lot of people think of cardio and they think, running or running
Yeah.
on the treadmill, but there's, you sit at home, you can do high knees and jumping jacks and skiers and skaters and, butt kicks and jump, I think I said jumping jacks, but anything that just gets your body moving is cardio.
Nice.
And again, you can do it in segments. You don't have to do it for 30 minutes straight, just, a in place jog. I mean, how boring is that?
Yeah. Well, I
No
think
one
that's
is
what we're
gonna
trying
do
to
that.
avoid is, for 30
So I
minutes.
set up my cardio workouts similar to my HIIT workouts. They're just not as high intensity. So I'll do,
Okay.
minute or minute and a half blocks of
Okay.
whatever, jumping jacks, jog in place, skiers,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah. 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 Cool. Yeah, and it's interesting. And then like you have things like a burpee, which probably kind of hit both.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Can you
And,
do enough
again,
burpees,
you can
Joann?
take it up a notch or take it down a notch. So you add in the push up, you add in the jump, you're taking it up. So if your fitness ability is higher, then, add those elements in. But if you're starting, you step it back into plank, you stand up, you inchworm your way back down. And, so just depending on your ability.
Yeah. Right. That's so cool. Okay, awesome. And then what about yoga? I mean, and what is the difference between doing an exercise of yoga and stretching? I mean, are they the same? Are they different? Can they be combined?
So yoga is not exercise.
Hmm.
The asana or the physical portion, the poses, are just one small aspect of it. And basically, what it was used for was for body purifying and strengthening and keeping your physical body healthy. But what happened after you did your physical practice was then you went into meditation. So
Hmm.
you've worked off all the energy. Your body is now relaxed. Your mind should be in a place where it's calmer and ready for meditation. So that's what the physical practice was originally used for. But coming here to the Western world, the physical exercises, I mean, there's huge variation as well in the asana practice. So it can get you into excellent shape. It does stretch you, and there's a lot of strengthening and sort of holding in position, for long periods. So in the Western world, it became very popular as a form of exercise, and very trendy, which is awesome. I think it's great. Any way, however way it gets you doing it, whether that's, dragging you in because you think you're going to get into shape, it's all beneficial because once you're in, then you're going to get hooked.
Mm-hmm.
And the main purpose of yoga, so yoga literally translates to union, and it's the union between your physical body, your mind, and your spirit. So it's really the union between yourself and the divine consciousness. So
Right.
that's what yoga is truly about.
Right. Doing a downward dog is only one element of yoga.
Correct.
Right.
One tiny, tiny, tiny minuscule element of it.
Exactly. Cool. Okay, so that's so interesting. I think we even talked about going,
Yeah,
way
I mean, yoga
deeper
I
into
think would be a
yoga, but
completely different
exactly,
topic.
exactly. It's so big. Would you recommend a day of yoga for stretching? I mean, are they the same thing, or what is it?
So yoga, there is a stretching element to yoga for sure, but it's not the same thing.
Cool.
But you do stretch in yoga, if that makes sense.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
And yoga is beneficial for everyone. It's not a competition, So everyone can do yoga, whether that's on the floor, whether that's seated in a chair because you don't have that mobile ability. Yeah, it can be done for everyone.
Yoga in a chair? Did I hear that right?
Absolutely.
What does yoga
Definitely.
in a chair look
Chair
like?
yoga.
It's like at my desk. I'm at my desk. How can I do yoga? Is that a real thing? Am I going to get made fun of for
I'll have to
that?
send you a video.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Really
They do it
interesting.
in offices. Hmm.
Wow.
And also in senior homes for people that aren't as mobile. They can't stand for long periods.
Yeah. Interesting. And I think it's so easy to misconceive. I think that's the right word. The practice of yoga for stretching and physical exercise, that's so interesting. The word is union.
Union.
Yeah. It's not just that. It's so interesting.
So yoga is a spiritual practice. It's not religious by any means, but it is spiritual because it's that connection, and that's what you're going for when you practice yoga.
Right. Inner peace.
Yes.
Love it. Cool. Okay. And so what about stretching? I mean, should people do a full a rest day and just stretch? When is the best time to stretch?
So for me personally, I mean, people think differently about it. I don't like to stretch when I'm cold. It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
So I like to do a warm up. Again, I'll do sort of jumping jacks. I'll move around for 5 minutes or so, just get the blood moving and get the muscles warmed up, and then I will do a workout, and then I'll stretch after when my muscles are totally warm. That's when it feels really good for me, and that's what I usually do with my clients as well.
Okay.
But I know some people, they like to stretch right away. It's just not for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm the same
I always
way.
say, listen to your body, because ultimately, no matter who's guiding you, your trainer, your yoga teacher, whatever, you have the final say because you know what's going on in your body. So you have to get really intuitive with what you're feeling and trust that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So important. It's not a race. It's not a competition. It's such an opportunity to, kind of get, kind of to yoga, to get in touch with yourself,
Oh, absolutely. And, I find that a lot of people, this is how injuries happen as well, because you're working out or whatever, and you're following the instructor, but you're not really checking in with yourself. So what the instructor is doing may be great for him or her, but it might not be right for your body, So you really can't just watch the instructor and mimic. You have to really go with what feels good for you. And that might be maybe not squatting as deep, not lunging as deep, not jumping. So, yeah, I think being intuitive with yourself is very, very important.
Yeah. So, and even connecting it back to the original thing, if you've got kids, hanging out and they're seeing you prioritize that, focus on yourself, and then if that's your approach, you'll probably talk about the experience that way, and what a good influence to take some time to take care of yourself, which is obviously
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And, another thing is we're all stuck at home right now, and a lot of people can be going stir crazy. And any type of physical activity is a huge mood elevator. So, it's so beneficial to just get your body moving, even if that's 10 minutes a day or, 20 minutes. I'm a 20 to 30 minute girl, but I work hard, and that's it. I'm not a person to go to the gym and be there for an hour. In fact, I don't even like going to the gym.
Really? Why not?
I just don't. I feel like there's so much distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's such a process. I'd rather just get my workout done where I'm focused and it's just me or another friend, But I'm focused and I just like to dive in.
Yeah. And not to state the obvious here, but does any of this matter if you are not eating well?
So nutrition is incredibly important, but so is movement. So it's a balance like anything else.
Hmm.
Obviously, if you're eating healthy, you're going to have much more benefit, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but if you're not eating healthy and you're not exercising, that's even worse than
Right.
not eating healthy
Some
and
is
doing
better
at
than
least
none.
some exercise.
Right. Cool. Okay. Okay. All right. So, wake up, do 20 jumping jacks. You'll feel better about that than doing nothing.
Oh, of course,
Cool.
always.
I love it. All right. Well, that's really cool, Joann. I really appreciate that input. I think it's super valuable to at least know that you can just stand up, move around, put in 20 minutes, and you can kind of check it off the box successfully. You can. It is impactful, and it's not to. I think it's been made clear that it's not less than going to the gym, and you as a professional don't even do it. So it's like, you know, let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, and again, it's whatever works for you best. And, if you're more motivated going to a gym, then by all means go that path.
Hmm.
Everyone's different, but just get out there and make the move, because once you start doing it, you're going to feel better.
Hmm.
I've had so many people go, "Oh, I don't feel like working out," especially with home workouts. I tell them, "Look, just start, because 10 minutes in, I guarantee you're not going to quit, because you're already 10 minutes in,
Right.
and your blood's going to be pumping. You're going to start feeling good. Just keep going."
Yeah. Just do once. Just stand up.
Yeah, just start.
Like
Just
just
start. That's it. That's the hardest part.
awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much
You
for
are so
talking about
welcome.
this. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That's super valuable. I think that's there's so much good stuff in there. Well, maybe if you ever incorporate men into the online thing, I would love to see what you're doing. But it's
Absolutely.
good.
I will
Good.
keep you posted.
Please, please. Thank you, Joanne. I really appreciate
Oh,
it.
thank you.
See you.